The coffee and cortisol connection. So, if you've got cortisol dysregulation issues, if you have trouble falling asleep, if you're really tired, but all of a sudden you start to get wired and you really can't fall asleep at night, if you've got a really hard time waking up in the morning, if you just wake up and you're so tired and you feel heavy and you want that caffeine first thing in the morning and you really need that to really get you going, if you feel really tired throughout the day, if you tend to wake up at 3 a.m. in the morning and have a really hard time going back to sleep, if you've got a low belly pooch that you just can't seem to get rid of no matter what you try, these can all be classic signs of cortisol dysregulation. And one of the worst things that you can do if you've got this issue is drink caffeine on an empty stomach first thing in the morning. And here's why. When our cortisol has issues, and cortisol dysregulation is a really broad term here. We can have consistently high cortisol, we can have consistently low cortisol, we can have cortisol high at the wrong times. This is a really big issue and causes all the things I just talked about, and so much more. And what happens when we drink caffeine on an empty stomach first thing in the morning is we are going to get an unnatural spike of cortisol. And let me tell you why that's an issue. So when we first wake up, our cortisol level should be about here. About 30 minutes later, we should have a little bit of a spike here. And this should be our highest point of the day. And then as we go throughout the day, these levels should naturally come down and be lowest in the evening right before bed. And if we mess with that natural curve, like having a stimulant on an empty stomach without food, this is going to cause an unnatural spike of cortisol, which is going to further exacerbate your cortisol issues. And so it's not the caffeine itself that's a really big issue. It's really the timing of the caffeine that's a big issue. So by no means am I telling you you cannot have caffeine, you cannot have your cup of coffee. I would limit it. I would not drink all the caffeine. I would also not drink it all day long. But most importantly, I would not drink it until after you've had something to eat. Because one, this is going to cause an unnatural spike of cortisol, further exacerbate cortisol dysregulation. We're also going to get this unnatural spike, which is also going to trigger insulin to be released, which is going to cause fat to further store in our body. This is one of the reasons why we get what's called that cortisol belly, that low belly pooch that just no matter what you do, no matter all of the things, it just will not seem to go away. The cortisol and insulin connection plays a really big role here. So the simplest thing that you can do is when you wake up, within about the first hour, have some breakfast, eat a good source of protein, have some fat, ideally some fiber in there too, and then get outside, get some natural light in your eyes. This will naturally help to start regulate cortisol levels, and then drink your cup of coffee. Or eat breakfast outside and have your cup of coffee right after. This will really make a massive difference in your cortisol levels, in your energy levels, throughout the rest of the day. This also will really help with blood sugar regulation throughout the rest of the day. So this is where you should start. Now, if you need further help and support, be sure to book a free consult with me. There's a link down below. Book the free consult. It's free, 30 minutes. I'll help you dig deeper into your issues and how to start addressing them. Thanks.